Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Extremely beautiful women are in their own world. I'm gonna tell you something now, and this is just from observation on behaviors of women, on a woman's behavior. And of course I did an on-demand video talking about this very subject, but I want to focus just on the very beautiful ones. On the on-demand video, which a link for it is in the description box. I talked about overall, and I did a touch on very beautiful women, but I just wanted to do something public about that. Because a lot of times when guys are talking about, well, women do this, women do that, and you might think they're talking about the extremely beautiful ones. Not really. Not really. When I say extremely beautiful, I mean they just genetic anomalies. They just in their own world. Because most women, most beautiful women that we see as beautiful are really adjustables. And just to be clear, because people have heard me say that before, but actually it was Master Teacher BGS who came up with the term adjustable 7. An adjustable 7 is a woman who can fix up to a 9. Or fix up at least 2 points, and that's most women. But then you got those extremely beautiful ones, what I call stars. They are literally roll out of bed. Just face, hair, bone structure, body build, everything. They don't have to fix up. Like I've known a few of them. They wouldn't even wear makeup. I remember one very beautiful. She's in her 50s now, still gorgeous. Her mother was trying to get her to wear makeup, and she was like, it was like, I'm thinking to myself, it's not like she needs it. But they really are in their own world because, see, one of the things, and I talked about it during that on-demand video I did on it, one of the things with them is a woman's behavior is very much influenced by how the world treats her, whether the world sees us as beautiful. That's why beauty is such a big industry. Like beauty, if you notice the beauty industry, they're not worried about recession. When people talk about people being laid off and all of that, you don't hear about it there. At most, you might hear about some company that's going bankrupt, but that's usually because other beauty companies are just doing better, not for the industry itself, because that's just a woman's nature. Because understand something, a woman's sexual nature is to draw attention to herself. They have to be beautiful. That's their game. That's their natural nature. The sperm goes into the woman. She has to draw the sperm from the man. She has to be beautiful for that, or at least attractive. Like I'm just got to say it. A lot of women who trying to use other factors to draw a man's attention. That's not really going to work for them. That's not really going to work for them. Men are attracted to beauty. Like any woman who's having trouble getting a man, I would just tell them, yeah, they can talk about their personality, all that stuff. Other than a receptive personality, they need to put on a dress to make their butt look real good. And that might sound sarcastic, just being funny, but I'm just dead serious. And women know that. Most sensible women know that. So, everything they're doing is based on their beauty, even how they responding to men. A lot of women who aren't as considered physically beautiful, they'll have some attitudes because they're not getting the same attention from a man. But you have the extremely beautiful one. I've known one who was quite lesbian, but guys would go crazy. I used to joke with her. I was like, you got guys wrapped around your finger. She's roll out of bed beautiful, literally. And don't like guys. But guys would go crazy over hang out with her, all that stuff. She had them in the palms of her hands and everything, and wasn't sleeping with them. But they really are in their own world, how they do stuff. They don't, even dealing with other women. A lot of times they don't have other women friends. A lot of times they don't, or very few. Because a lot of women by nature want to be the queen bee. Shout out cousin T Taw, by nature. And a lot of times they have trouble hanging out with a beautiful woman, another beautiful woman, unless being with her somehow draws attention to them. They'll be a part of that, as cousin T T Taw calls it, the Faye group. I forgot what those exact initials were, but check out Cousin T Taw's channel and look that up. But a link for it is in the description box. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. They really think different. Whenever I've interacted with them, and I'm saying this from personal experience, they're always very friendly. They didn't give you the same thing. Don't give you the same sass or all of that. Don't question your motives, because one thing about them, they get plenty of attention from men, but not the same attention other women will get. Understand that. Understand that totally. That's one of the things to really get about these women, understand they thinking different. They don't have the same problems. And so, they, like I said, might not have to get as much into makeup. Like the ones I've known, very, very little. Lipstick might be it, and then they go out. So they're not looking at it the same way. And then generally very good body builds. Not generally. If they're extremely beautiful, they're going to have good body builds, great body builds. So it's like they're on a different level. They're on a different level. And they're not necessarily bad. One thing, a lot of guys automatically think, oh, they bad and all this. It's like, no, you haven't talked to them. Most of the time, they're nice for the simple reason. Most guys, most people are going to be nicer to them, Most people, except for jealous women. But if a woman comfortable with herself, she'll be cool with them too. So it's like it's an interesting dynamic just watching them, being around them and everything, And even, but yeah, there's some negative stuff. There's some negative stuff, of course, because even some of the women cool with them, there can always be a problem that pops up later on, and just out of jealousy and everything. And then, of course, they got guys wanting to trick on them and everything. And don't let one of those very beautiful women decide that she's going to go dark side and use her power for evil. Man, that's something else too. A lot of women don't have that power. Like the ones who really realize their power, even though they generally cool, you always get that one. Always get that one. But that's the thing. They just think different. And one thing I always said is it's not norm. Like guys say, oh yeah, I always run into these dimes. No, like I said during that on-demand video, a lot of times what they call a dime is just an above average woman in their particular locale. So, and it's interesting. It's always interesting. And it's not a lot of them. I put the number at maybe 1 in 10,000. So it's not a lot. It's rare. In fact, depending on where you at, you could probably go years without running into a woman on that level, So maybe more above average women. That's easy to see that, or slightly above average, easy to see that. But the extreme beautiful ones, nah. They just got a totally different mindset how they carry themselves for myriad reasons. So, this one is something I wanted to share today. So anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.